ladies and gentlemen, Protoss against Zerg once again, one last time, JYP against Life. There we go, this is the GSL today. Sponsored by Hudson's. To the left of dual side, we have our Protoss player of this best of 3. We have the player from Team EG.
JYP.
And he's placing down his pylon at the bottom of the map. Immediately we will see that Forge first play, Forge expand from JYP while his opponent is starting to the right in the blue color once more. We have our Zerg player from Team Zenex.
Zenex Life.
Definitely the strongest player in the Zenex lineup right now.
And JYP was an early scout here. This is going to be a tough map for JYP. We've discussed this a lot, but he's going to forge fast expand. He's going to do it. He's brave, man. You know, Naniwa once said, forge fast expand or die trying.
One of my favorite Naniwa quotes, actually, and it's true.
It is true these days. Koreans are not century expanding. They will not do that. The foreigners still do it from time to time, but Koreans will absolutely not. It's like against the rules. And, you know, one time I saw Oz. I don't remember who he was playing against, but he went 2 pylon before Forge with a Nexus Burst against a 1-base Roach all-in and held it. So anything is possible. That was in Code A, I believe, and you know, that story makes me feel like, you know, I guess he can forge fast expand here. It's going to be safe against anything, but we'll see. There goes the hatch.
By the way, to the right side of the map, and he can't build it at his natural because there is already a pylon blocking it.
And Nexus before Forge or JYP.
No, the Forge is already done.
Oh, I'm silly.
Oh, well.
Usually, I've been Forge fast expand on Metal Alpus a lot, and the Forge usually is very close to the Nexus. In this case, I just saw Nexus like, oh my god!
Oh my god, look,
he's crazy!
He's building a cannon without a Forge! How did he do that?
Alright, you got me, guys. I saw the Forge building, but I forgot.
Yeah, the Overlord saw it too, by the way. And
he did. He was like, what are you talking about, wolfing? Somebody said,
yeah, he just mumbled the whole time, so we couldn't understand him properly, but now we finally get what he was talking about, the poor Overlord. That's the double.
He's so misunderstood, man, that poor little Overlord. He knows, too, his future isn't bright. He's probably going to be killed by a Void Ray later on.
Yeah, that might well happen. We have the second...
He may run through here. The probe needs a block. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, there it is. Blocks it off, 2 Zerglings die, and we have the second, well, not the second, but the third base at the natural, which is usually the second. So we have 2 additional hatcheries. That was basically what I was going for. And yeah, let's see how Life is, well, not how Life is going to react, how JYP is going to react. He obviously already spotted that his Zerg opponent is trying to get 3 bases very soon.
He even is going to get out of here with the probe. That's pretty handy.
How is he going to put pressure on Life? Well, the Zerg...
Oh my god.
Nice.
I think he's been training with Huck with his probes, man. I can't believe that probe got out. I mean, I said he was going to get out, then I saw this earlier, and I was like, ah. But now I'm like...
probe dance.
He's still getting out. He like checks for a fast 4th base just because that's like the only thing he can do.
1 pirouette to the left and suddenly it's free. The dancing probe.
Were you a dancer, Kaldor?
No.
I was just curious.
Do I look like the dancer type?
No, I wouldn't say so, no. Just thought I'd ask.
Just checking.
My sister was a dancer.
Oh, your sister, really?
Yeah, she was. She no longer is. She once was.
Exotic dance?
No. No, actually.
I had to jump on that one, sorry. Yeah, +1 is going down now, so researching the +1 upgrade and trying to put a little bit of pressure with those 2 Zealots and forcing Life to build more units. He's certainly succeeding in doing so, as a lot more Zerglings are now being built. Speed is halfway done. And in regards to the Harvester count, we have Life a little bit ahead. He's throwing down the Roach Warren now. And so he should.
Yeah, and we're probably going to see 4 Gateway Zealot pressure to follow this up since it's a fast third. And he knows the Roach Warren's going to be late. Is the Pylon? Yeah, he does have a Pylon going up here. He's actually probably hide 2. And ooh, these Zerglings, I think, saw both the Probe and the Pylon. Indeed they did, and so...
Yep, and this Probe is not dancing out of trouble this time. It's already on creep. The Zealots, the Zerglings, therefore fast enough to take it down. And
unlike Ace, when this happened, this exact same scenario happened, and instead of just getting +1 armor and then transitioning into doing a later attack, he is getting a Twilight Council now, and will be starting +2 very shortly.
So we blink as well, while the Lertech is now being built. I really think he could do a little bit better with his creep spread, live that is. He's not spreading creep between his first base and his natural. He's not spreading creep between.
Yeah, he's totally focused on his far away natural, I guess you could say, the second hatchery that he took. 4 Zealots now out, and they're going to take the Watchtower here. Because Early's trying to fight, there's just not enough of them, and they have +1.
+2 is being researched now.
And no blink just yet. There it is.
A little bit too late. He didn't have enough minerals, I guess.
The scary thing about doing the build the way that JYP is doing it now is he has no... he doesn't have a high sentry count. He's just got the 4. He doesn't have hallucination. He doesn't have any way to really scout his opponent, so he doesn't know if mutas are on the way or if he's really committing to roaches, and that's scary to play in that situation.
Infestation Pit, I feel, is just the better way on dual side. Muralists are fine, but still, if your opponent is going for a gateway heavy play, you want to have those fungals at some point, and that's usually what a Protoss player does. I like that he's going for the burrow upgrade immediately, because he thinks, well, I might as well get this burrow so that I might be in a position where I can actually just hide from my opponent's units. But JYP is also getting the robotics, so he will have an observer in order to scout burrowed units.
Very true indeed. I find it a little bit weird that he's going roaches on this map. I mean, you can stop third base of Protoss pretty well on this map with roaches, but I feel like Infestor Tech, like you said, is really good on this map, and Mutalisks aren't the best, but you can still use them here. It's not a great map for Mutas, but the heavy roach tech is...
Well, he needs the roaches in order to stop any incoming or 2-base all-in by JYP. Without the roaches, you are just lost because you are behind in upgrades. The Zealot will just rip your Zerglings to shreds, so without roaches, you are kind of lost. But still, I agree. I would love him to get at least the infestation hit.
Force fields behind these units. No observer just yet, though.
Yeah, but he's arriving.
There it is.
And the third base being built by JYP. It's halfway done already.
Yeah, and it's been so far uncontested. There's a cannon finishing there as well. And the roach count getting pretty high, 31. And this is the time where Life is going to want to attack and hit that third base, as we were talking about. It's kind of far away. It's pretty hard for the Protoss to defend. There's multiple entrances into that third. 3, in fact. 3 different ways the roaches could come in, so it's hard to force field them out.
+3 is now coming up for JYP. He doesn't waste any time getting his upgrades. I like it.
I like it too. He does have blink. These roaches don't really want to engage. He may try to trap these stalkers, but he's not in a position to do that yet. And again, no creep spread for Life between his bases, really. Yeah,
he spreaded a lot of creep towards the third base of his opponent, but now the creep tumor is getting picked off one by one. JYP is making sure that there are not enough of them blinking away, even because he doesn't want to run the risk of getting flanked. And we don't have any transition of Life just yet. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's really committing to these roaches, and for some reason I got the feeling he was going to do that. And only Jelizard can really pull that off, man. JYP is going to come in here in the main. He's like, oh, you really are just going roaches. He's like, I'm making some Colossi, but maybe that's not even what makes sense here because you're only making roaches.
He has a couple of units to the bottom right, so as soon as JYP moves out, he can try to sandwich him from 2 sides. He's even getting tunneling claws.
He's going to try to sandwich now, maybe by the looks of things.
But this is really, really tricky situation for Life. The force fields are not all that bad. He's trying to move back, blinking away from his opponent's roaches, doing a good job at that.
There are no immortals, and there's no units to stop the roaches from attacking. And naturally, he's going to go for the cybernetics core.
And we have now the first Colossus being built. No extended thermal lances yet. Cybernetics core is dead and gone. There won't be any Stalkers anytime soon. From 2 sides, he's attacking once again, but still.
He's not going for the third base. He's going to go for it now, perhaps. No, going for probes instead. But this is what we're talking about. It's so hard to defend against roaches on this map.
107 supply against 160. Trying to focus down the third base. And what exactly is JYP doing? Definitely sacrificing his third. He's not even trying to defend it.
There's nothing he can do. He just doesn't have enough units. And tough to be a JYP fan right now because There's no way out of this one. He's going to make roaches until JYP dies.
A couple of them are attacked now. The force field just making sure that Life is not streaming in with additional units. Plus 3 is done, by the way. The second Colossi as well. And did I just miss Extended Thermal Lance, or did you really not start to upgrade it?
He upgraded it, I believe, but I think he canceled it to warp in a few more units. And then
he doesn't have it, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Because he certainly has he had the resources the entire time, and now we have Life transitioning into the infestation pit that we talked about.
Yeah, and he's going to have to cancel his base. Well, actually, he's going to target down Colossi instead. A terrible choice, I think. He's just got so many roaches, though, he may get them.
He's getting one.
I don't know, this is like the worst idea ever, but he could have easily just gotten the Nexus and left, but he decided not to. He's still trading okay here, though.
3 bases against 2 still, but all the roaches die now. And we have 15 additional being built. We have Infestus being built right now. Once again, Life is ahead in supply. But I'm not sure if that was really the smartest attack, to be honest.
I'm absolutely sure that wasn't, man. I was like watching that, I was like, I guess he's like a nice guy. Like he feels bad about what he did to him last game with the Hydra. And so he's like, okay, I'll be a nice guy this game. I'll give him a chance to come back here. I don't know why he did that.
And now he's nearly on even supply. The problem is that JYP's army is really, really strong. We have him on 71 army supply against 96 now, but the upgrade advantage, as you just mentioned, is so far in favor of JYP. I actually don't know if Life is going to hold if JYP decides to attack with Stalkers, Immortals, and Colossi.
Yeah, he's able to keep a decent amount of those Colossi alive. This third base is perhaps to be targeted down. No, Life actually not targeting down the Nexus. He's not going to be able to save his units either, so he's going to get nothing here.
He will lose all of them. And he can't kill a lot of stuff because there are too many Immortals. But we still don't have Extended Thermal Lance by JYP. Certainly a misstep by the Protoss player from Evil Genius.
I thought he was going to cut Colossi out of his build entirely at this point if he wasn't going to get the Lance, but now it's a huge overstep for him to skip that, and I just cannot believe he's not getting
I think it was a mistake that he canceled. He still has... check his Nexus, he has a lot of energy on the Nexus. He didn't use Chrono Boost on his Naturals Nexus for quite a while now. Oh, finally using it.
Oh, this is not good for Life, man. This is way too many units, and I think Life is going to definitely be way behind after this fight.
Definitely. He can't kill the third base. He's 3 base against 3 bases. And you mentioned on Entombed Valley, this is something that the Protoss player definitely wants to happen. On a 3-base play, he can't just get the army that he needs in order to take down his opponent. And the damage output of JYP is just now insane. And he has the supply advantage now as well.
Nice blink micro here, and I think Life is going to die. GG, JYP advances. I don't know if he won it or if Life lost it, man, but JYP advances in Code. He's sitting there in his chair going, I cannot believe that he gave me that win. He's like points, he's like, you mean me? He's like, oh, I guess so. I guess I did win.
He looked pretty relieved. He looked really, really relieved. And Life, I think he lost because he didn't transition out in time.
He didn't, and he didn't kill the Nexus. He oftentimes targeted weird things. The time he targeted the Colossus, my brain was hurting, man. I was like, what? He almost killed 2 Colossus for his entire army and didn't get the Nexus, and the Stalker count was preserved, and Immortals were coming out. Ah!
I don't know, he played quite well in the early stages of the game, and any attack by JYP would have been shut down immediately due to his roach count. But when he killed his third base, he should have transitioned out of it a lot earlier. He should have built the infestation pit a lot earlier, and then he would have been in a position to take the 4th base because of his infestors on the map. And, well, I don't know.
You know what JYP just said to him in the booth? Why didn't you attack my Nexus? Why didn't you transition? Why didn't you do anything? That would have... If you were so ahead, it was like an unwinnable position, actually, for JYP. I was like, no, he's got no chance. And then...
and then suddenly, the entire army of Life was gone. I was like, what? If that face freezes, I will...
Yo, man, you just weren't intense about it. You were like, what? But I had to actually tell people how I really feel.
Well, if that face freezes, your pickup line won't do you any good anymore. I'll promise you that.
Here's the thing, man. That people's faces don't freeze, okay? Maybe if, like, the guy from Batman with the freeze gun, Mr. Freeze. Shoot you with a freeze gun, your face may freeze.
That's
maybe you're put in a cryogenic freezer, your face may freeze. Maybe if someone takes a photo of you, your face appears frozen. Maybe if you're on a package that's in the freezer, your face is on that package, your face may be frozen. But otherwise, no, man, I'll be fine. The girls will still like me. It's okay.
I, by the way, love how the production crew just cut you off. They were like, oh my god, is he going about the faces again? Yeah, we cut to the results for today.
No, they didn't cut the results, man. Let me talk.
Yeah, they didn't do it just yet. So yeah, we can listen to Wolf talking a little bit about the Batman puns. Yeah, at least I tried. I gave them the perfect cue to start with the results, but they didn't.
Well, we're gonna look at the results now. Oh, look
they
at that!
actually listened to you.
Of course, man. She knows I'm a trollmaker. She has to put the results up for me. All right.
Well, you are the bad boy. So.
I am, man. All right, here we go. Heart 2-1 over Bomber, and Squirtle 2-1 over Seal. I don't know how that first game ended up, but that was crazy. Go back and watch that if you haven't. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Takes out Sculpt 2-1, and Virus versus Cezanne is not yet finished, so go ahead and tune into Moletrap's stream to see who wins that one, especially if you're a Cezanne or Virus fan, because that's down to the wire there. And of course, our matches we just saw, Ryung 2-1ing over Anyang, Tasia taking out MyWay 2-0. MyWay looking like a Brood War player in those games, but not quite at the level he needs to be yet. And then last but not least, our Protosses. It was a good day to be a Protoss, I guess. And we're going to take a look at next week's matches. They're going to be pretty sick.
Yeah, especially with Moro playing the Foreigner Hope. But first of all, we have Tacita against Boong Boong, the first PvZ, followed by a Terran versus Protoss with Alicia and ASD. We have Brown, Slayers Brown against Arslur, and Holt against Creator Prime.
That should be an awesome match. I cannot believe those two have to meet, man.
Holt against Creator, this is going to be so good.
And check out, we've got our last three foreigners. It's going to be Killer against Shigua. Remember, Killer teamless right now. I'm kind of curious to see how he's been doing. And of course, Liquid Hero fan favorite against Zenex Line, aka Suho Shin. MVP Keen against Maxed. That should be an awesome match. Keen fighting for his chance to stay in Code A against Maxed, who got a seed. And last but not least, Maro versus Maru.
Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting to cast. I am so happy that I at least had a little bit of practice time with casting like 3 best of 5s between Mana and Nama. So after Mana, it's now going to be Moru Maru, and yeah, that could be a very interesting game.
I'm really excited to see our Chinese foreigners, see how they do. Sen, our Taiwanese foreigner, was able to advance. He's the first foreigner to do so. And don't forget, tomorrow we have Code S with Tasteless and Artosis.
The dynamic duo.
At the same time as usual, 6:10.
Yep.
And do you have any more thoughts, Kaldor?
No, actually, I think that basically wraps it up. I'm really looking forward to next week's matches.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next cast with you, Wolf.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
to
it too, man. It's been a pleasure. Let's shake on that. Yeah. All right. See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.